What is going on, Nissan Nation? From all things Nissan, we've got something special here. We've got the Nismo Dually built by Z1 Off-Road, and this thing is freaking amazing. I've been excited. I found out I was going to get to kind of toy with this thing, and I've been super excited about this because, for one, what common person gets to drive this cool thing? What common person gets to just like see it in their park? We're in a park here, and no, it did not just happen to be here, and I have my camera and stuff with me, but Nismo was gracious enough to let me kind of see this thing and maybe toy with it for a few minutes, and we're going to take our shot. So, 2019 SEMA, they needed some wow factor. The Titan needed wow factor. Sales are up and down. You know, it's a cool truck. I've documented it. I love the Titan, but they needed something to grab people's attention. And when you put a dually axle under this thing, you definitely get somebody's attention. Just sitting here when this thing pulled in, I've seen people looking at this thing like confused, like, what is that, a Ford? Is it a Chevy? No, it's a Nissan. It's a freaking awesome Nissan. And let's go inspect this thing just a little bit more and see what makes it so special. All right, so we got a rough country bumper here, and you know how I know this? I have this handy dandy cheat sheet that Nissan made for me. So we got, it looks to be a 14, 20 inch light bar in the front. We've got 4-inch pods for the sides, which they're covered up because you can't have too many lights poking out, right? You got to hide some of this, or the stadies will come get you. They've blacked out the burger. This thing, just the front of it is freaking awesome. Now this is a heavy duty bumper. You wouldn't want to take a shot with this. I think JR, you know something about taking shots from cars, right? But let's walk around this thing just a little bit and see what we can talk about. We've got American Force 19.5-inch wheels, and these were custom, if I remember right, they're custom hubs to make this work because Nissan does not normally make an 8-bolt lug pattern. We've got some Toyo tires. They're 33-inch tires, which, once again, not factory, but when you got a dually, you don't want something just tiny. If this was on tiny tires, it looked like it was lowered, right? You've got an Icon suspension on this thing. This is the suspension that you could buy from Nissan. It's really cool. Let's see, what else we got here, JR? We've got side steps. We got rough country side steps, and you know, I'm 5'8". I'm not a tall guy, but I'm not tiny. I wouldn't say I'm a short guy. But if I'm getting in this thing, I'm gonna need, as of right now, if I had to just get up there, I'd look like the dude from the rum, selling rum, you know, I'd be the pirate or whatever. But you need these steps, right? So this thing started its life out as a Pro 4X. It was a 2016 Pro 4X, and a lot of custom work. And I can't figure out where they did all the custom work though. I feel like there's something different about this. But anyways, we'll get to that later. So let's look at the back of this thing. This is a hammerhead rear bumper, and this bumper is freaking nice. Like sometimes these rear bumpers, especially, people kind of lose focus on them. They just like put a bar there, maybe 2 bars welded together, but they went all out with plate steel bumper here, and this is super nice. Obviously, they use this thing for towing. Nissan actually uses this vehicle. This truck just didn't get thrown in some parking lot somewhere and forgot about. They actually use it going across country. And hey Nissan, maybe we could you know, borrow this for a trip? I don't know. I'm asking it for a friend. But as you can see, once again, they've blacked out all the burgers. And you guys, you've seen pictures of this thing at SEMA. Like, you've seen all the cool pictures of it. I can't do it justice. My cameraman here can't do it justice, but we try to talk about it. But what I really want to know is, how does this thing drive? I've personally never drove a dually. I've drove many Titans. I've drove many Fords and Chevys, but I've never actually drove a dually. So I think that might be a fun experience. So let's do this. All right, let's get in this thing. Let's fire up this diesel and have some fun. Maybe they'll let us do some donuts. Oh, this truck was built for short people. Oh, listen to that. Listen to that diesel rattle. Oh man, I kind of wanted to buy a diesel when I got my last Titan, and it was just like, I don't know. Ooh, listen to that. All right, let's go do some donuts. Holy cow! I can't believe I hope Nissan's not watching this. Did you see the donuts this thing just did? Holy cow, man. I can't believe, JR, we gotta get out of here because they're gonna call the cops on us. Let's get out of here, man. All right, so when Nismo wants to do something, they need a partner, right? And who else but Z1 Off-Road? Z1 Off-Road was kind of having a coming out party, and they were like, hey, we can build a Titan, right? And people are like, guys, you do Zs. I mean, it's in your name, right? Z1, so you're number one at Zs, but are you at number one at off-road stuff? And clearly you can tell they are. Look at this thing, man. They did, this is all custom bodywork this was done by, if I remember, a guy that used to work for Carroll Shelby helped do this. He helped do all this bodywork on this thing. And let's get to the what makes this thing so special. Now, they put dually axle under this thing, and it's out of an NV van. It's been converted just a little bit to make it work just right. They had to push the springs in just a little bit because obviously you've got 2 tires here, not just 1 tire. You got 2. You know, like 2, and then you add 2 on the other side, and that's 4. So you got to push things together. But this thing is a towing machine, and this is something that Nissan probably should have looked at actually building. But the problem is it cost effective to build something like this? Obviously, the diesel in this thing was a stout little diesel. 305 horsepower in that little thing. The torque was like 555. It was nuts, the torque on this thing. Clearly, this truck could handle this, and the framing on the XD definitely could handle it. They just needed a couple tweaks. And the bummer about this vehicle is timing of it. When they got it ready to release at SEMA last year, they killed the diesel off. So that was kind of a bummer that it made this truck a little bit confusing, that we're showing we can do this, we can build this stuff, and people got super excited by it when they did it. But Nissan has a weird timing situation, whether it be when you release vehicles and then the Great Depression of our generation happens or stuff like that. But this thing, it really is a piece of art. Like I said, this is all custom done. This is all hand done. This isn't just, they didn't buy some just dually bed and throw in the back of this thing and put the Titan lights on it. All handmade. And once again, like, it's an artisan that did that. So I definitely want to show my respects to this vehicle, but I want to drive it. So let's go down the road in this thing and see what happens. This is where you would actually see me discussing how I love the truck and it drove great, but for some reason the audio decided, hey, I'm not going to record right now. So you're stuck with this little voiceover and very diesel-y, I know. All right, so I had a little hiccup with the end of the video, and well, the sound for some reason didn't work. So I'm going to end the video this way, in the Juke, of course. So the truck was amazing. I have to admit that truck that Z1 and Nismo built was pretty freaking awesome. It handles great. I'm very surprised because the wheels and tires they have on that thing are a lot heavier duty tire, and of course the XD is a pretty good platform. It was pretty heavy duty to begin with, but it really, it handled well. And the turbo and the thing, oh man. But just my thoughts on that truck anyways. So I think Nissan, I think when the pirates of Nismo get an idea and they do it, it's pretty freaking awesome. And it should show Nissan in general, hey, Nismo's in touch with kind of more of the enthusiasts, and you're people who are excited by the brand probably more than Nissan is. And it should show Nissan corporate that, hey, take a chance, and that's what that thing is all about, is about taking a chance. Do they build a dually? No, they'll never build a dually because they can't, honestly. They just don't have the kind of production power they need to build a dually. GM and Ford and all these guys have plants dedicated to this stuff. Nissan doesn't. Nor does Nissan want to. Nissan knows what Nissan needs. And when I say that, as I've said, they need to take a chance, they know they're great in mid-size trucks, they're great in sedans, and they want to be great in full-size trucks, but you got to start selling them more. Damn this virus, because I think the 2020 would have helped sales for the Titan. But
things like this XD dually definitely got the attention of people, and journalists wrote about it, and it was an honor to get to drive the thing and get to spend some time talking with Nismo about it. And it's all because of you guys. So thank you for everybody for watching the show and participating and liking and subscribing what we do. It means a great deal, and I mean that. And it's opening doors for the show, and it's because of you guys. So once again, thank you, Nismo, for letting me drive that that badass truck you call Butch. And till next time, from All Things Nissan here in Middle Tennessee, to the same roads I was driving that truck on yesterday, I'm gonna go whip it around the corner, and Nismo Chick knows what I'm talking about. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.